Have you been waking up earlier and earlier each morning?
Does it feel like you've tried, well, everything? You're drinking less water in the evening. You're passing on that favorite comforting bowl of soup. You even try to just will it away. But that 2 a.m. wake-up call always comes, as reliable as an unwanted alarm clock. It's so disheartening, isn't it? To put in all that effort, only to have your sleep shattered into pieces night after night? But what if I told you there's a little secret that urologists often share with their patients? An angle that we may have overlooked. Sometimes, the answer isn't about what we try to take away, but about what our bodies are quietly missing. So, could it be that the missing key you've been searching for, the real answer to a full night of peaceful sleep, is found in 3 simple science-backed vitamins? This cycle of broken sleep, it does more than just steal your energy. From a medical standpoint, it places a quiet, steady weight on your health. Over time, these constant interruptions can cloud your thinking and even weaken your memory. And what's perhaps most concerning is that for older adults, the risk of a dangerous fall increases with every single trip to the bathroom at night. Slowly but surely, your quality of life is worn down by a problem that has real physical roots. This is not just a normal part of getting older. So, why exactly does our bladder function seem to change like this? Well, health experts and urologists often talk about 3 common reasons, especially for those of us over 70. First, there's a change in our body's natural rhythm. When we were younger, our bodies released a special hormone at night. It's called vasopressin. You can think of it as a signal that told the kidneys, okay, it's time to slow down, so we could sleep soundly through the night. As we age, however, our bodies may produce less of this hormone. This means the kidneys don't get that slow down message, and they just keep producing urine at a steady pace all night. Second, the bladder itself can simply hold less than it used to. Over the years, the bladder wall, which is a muscle, can lose some of its natural stretch. It can't hold as much fluid as it did before, which is why you feel the urge to go more often, even with smaller amounts. And third, there's a condition known as overactive bladder. This is when the bladder muscle gets a little bit jumpy. It can contract suddenly and without warning, even when it isn't full. These spasms create that sudden, urgent need to go, triggering those false alarms that wake you from a deep sleep. Now, hearing all of this, you might be thinking, so how can vitamins possibly help with something this complex? And that is a very fair question. The answer lies in the way certain essential nutrients can support the very systems in your body that are struggling. By providing the right nutrients, we can help strengthen the bladder muscle, support the nerves that control it, and in turn, help your body gently regulate these functions, naturally, once again. The journey back to a full night's sleep isn't just about changing your habits on the outside. Leading experts in urinary health now believe that a more lasting approach is to nourish and support the body from the very inside. So instead of focusing on restriction, on what you need to avoid, the mindset shifts to one of nourishment, thinking about what you can add to help your body heal. Think of the muscles and nerves that control your bladder as a beautiful old tree. When you drink less water, it's like trimming away a few of the wilting leaves. It might help for a little while, but it's a temporary fix. But providing the body with the right essential nutrients, that's like feeding the roots. And when the roots are strong, the entire tree becomes resilient. It can stand firm on its own, healthier and more vibrant from the ground up. Building on this very idea, modern science has now identified specific nutrients that act as that essential food for the roots of our urinary health. In this next section, we'll explore the golden trio of nutrients that are scientifically shown to directly support the health of your bladder, helping it to function as it should, and giving you back the gift of a long, peaceful night. To truly understand why these three nutrients can be so powerful, let's take a closer look at the specific job each one does inside your body. First, vitamin D,
the solid foundation for your pelvic floor. Have you ever felt that over time, the muscles in your body just don't feel as strong as they used to? Well, this happens to the muscles we can't see too, especially the pelvic floor muscles. Now, most of us know vitamin D helps us absorb calcium for our bones. But science has now shown that our muscle cells, including those in the pelvic floor, are filled with tiny receptors made specifically for vitamin D. This means vitamin D acts like a key that unlocks and maintains the strength of these muscles. When we're low on vitamin D, the pelvic floor muscles weaken, much like the foundation of a house beginning to crumble. And when that foundation is weak, it can no longer support the bladder effectively, leading to a drop and a loss of control. Ensuring you have enough vitamin D helps to rebuild this foundation, making the pelvic floor muscles stronger and naturally improving your bladder control. As a gentle reminder, vitamin D needs can vary based on your age and health, so it's always best to talk with your doctor about the right dose for you. Second, magnesium, the calming agent for your bladder muscle. Does your bladder ever feel a bit on edge, constantly sending you signals that you have to go, even when you know it isn't full? Well, that could be a sign of unwanted bladder muscle spasms. You see, in our bodies, calcium and magnesium work like two sides of a coin. Calcium tells a muscle to contract, while magnesium tells it to relax. When magnesium levels are low, this delicate balance is lost, causing muscles to become tense and more prone to spasms. The bladder muscle is no exception. In fact, this imbalance is at the very heart of what we call an overactive bladder. Getting enough magnesium is like giving your bladder a gentle calm down signal. It helps the bladder muscle relax, which reduces those sudden contractions. This allows your bladder to hold more fluid before sending a signal to your brain, which means fewer urgent middle-of-the-night trips to the bathroom. Please remember, magnesium can interact with certain medications, especially for heart conditions and some antibiotics. It's important to consult a healthcare professional before supplementing. The tone becomes clear and reliable. Third, vitamin B12, the reliable messenger for your nervous system.
You see, the entire process of urination is controlled by your nervous system. Your brain sends signals to your bladder, and the bladder sends signals back. For this to work smoothly, the communication lines have to be in top shape. Vitamin B12 plays a vital role here. It helps create and maintain the myelin sheath, which is a protective coating around our nerves. Think of this sheath like the plastic insulation around an electrical wire. If that insulation is worn or damaged, the electrical signal can become weak, faulty, or lost altogether. When the body is deficient in B12, the nerves controlling the bladder can be affected. This can cause crossed wires, making you feel the urge to go when you don't need to, or the other way around. Therefore, maintaining healthy B12 levels is like performing essential maintenance on your body's communication system, ensuring signals are sent and received correctly, and helping your bladder function exactly as it should. A quick note: older adults and those on a vegetarian diet are at a higher risk for B12 deficiency. It's always a good idea to speak with your doctor to get your levels checked and see if a supplement is right for you. So, as you can see, supporting your body on this deeper cellular level is a truly holistic and science-backed approach. And that brings us to our final, most important step: how you can begin this journey safely and effectively.
While talking to your doctor about supplements is always the first step, enriching your daily diet is a wonderful and delicious way to support your bladder health naturally. Here are some simple, everyday foods that can help. For vitamin D, it's a special one, because our most powerful source isn't food, it's the sun. Just 15 to 20 minutes of gentle early morning sun on your skin before 9 a.m. can help your body produce a significant amount of its own vitamin D. You can also find it in fatty fish like salmon, herring, mackerel, and sardines. They are some of the very best natural food sources. Egg yolks are another convenient and easy source to include in your daily meals. And be sure to look for fortified milk and dairy products. Many types of milk and yogurt, and even plant-based milks, are now fortified with vitamin D. Just check the label when you shop. Even certain types of mushrooms, when grown under UV light, contain vitamin D. Now, for magnesium, it's found in so many wonderful foods, especially plants. Dark leafy greens like spinach and kale are true magnesium powerhouses. Nuts and seeds like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, almonds, and cashews make for a delicious and magnesium-rich snack.
Beans and legumes, like black beans, lentils, and chickpeas, are excellent choices for any meal. Whole grains, like oats, brown rice, and barley, provide a healthy dose of magnesium along with fiber. Even some favorite fruits, like avocados and bananas, are a good source. Now, here's a little treat. A small piece of dark chocolate, 70% cacao or higher, can be a delightful and useful source. And finally, for vitamin B12, it's found almost exclusively in animal-based products. Think of red meat and organ meats. Beef liver, in particular, contains an incredibly high amount of B12. Fish and shellfish are also fantastic sources, like tuna, salmon, and especially clams. And of course, dairy and eggs are important and accessible sources. For those who eat little to no animal products, you can look for B12 fortified breakfast cereals, plant milks, or nutritional yeast. And now, a final gentle thought. A balanced and varied diet is always the best foundation for good health. However, it's also true that as we age, our body's ability to absorb all the nutrients from our food can sometimes decrease. That's why the most powerful strategy
Is to combine a healthy, nutrient-rich diet with an open conversation with your doctor. Together, you can create the most complete plan to care for your health, helping you reclaim the peaceful, uninterrupted nights you so deeply deserve. And so, the journey back to a peaceful night's sleep doesn't have to be a frustrating battle. Sometimes it's simply a journey of understanding, of listening to what your body might be missing, and giving it what it truly needs. Putting an end to those long, interrupted nights isn't a distant dream. It is a truly achievable goal, especially when we combine mindful daily habits with the right, nourishing support. And now, for the most important part. The first and safest action you can take isn't to rush out to the pharmacy. Instead, it's this. Write down the names of these 3 nutrients: vitamin D, magnesium, and vitamin B12. And at your next doctor's visit, be your own best advocate and bring them up. You could ask something as simple as, "Doctor, I've heard these nutrients can support bladder health. Would it be a good idea for me to get my levels tested to see if I might be low?" That is the most proactive and intelligent step you can take in caring for your own health. We truly hope the information in this video has brought you a sense of hope and some useful knowledge. If you have experience with this topic or a question you'd like to discuss, please share it in the comments below. Your story could be the one that helps someone else. And please don't forget to click subscribe to join us as we continue to explore more simple secrets to living well and peacefully in our later years. We wish you good health, deep sleep, and many peaceful days ahead. We'll see you in the next video.
Tonight, let your body rest.